Now, this is not a video I was expecting to make today because it seems that Hornby has just announced the sale of two of its brands to a brand new European consortium. And if this all goes ahead, this is one of the biggest shifts in our industry in decades. Hello, and welcome to Man's Model Moments. So the story emerging overnight is that Hornby is planning to sell both Airfix and Lima to a newly formed group of European hobby manufacturers. Now, on the surface, that actually starts to make a lot of sense. As I've mentioned on the channel many times before, Hornby has been through quite a lot in past few years and is struggling to return to profitability. Now, whilst Airfix has been doing some really good things of late, particularly in new toolings and subjects, it's still a very capital-intensive business or brand. And with the recent divestment of Scalextric, the idea of outside investment, or even a full transfer, was always a possibility. So let's take a look at the new consortium in a bit more detail. The consortium group is called Prima Aprilis, that name indicating its ambition to become the #1 in the modelling and model railway space. It's a pan-European partnership bringing together some of the biggest names in plastic modelling, alongside some more niche but strategically important players. And when you look at who's involved, this starts to look like something much bigger than just a rescue, and more like the building of a hobby powerhouse. So let's have a look at each of the individual players making up this new group. Now, of course, the big headline here is Airfix, and it seems they are definitely at the head of this new venture, but the next modelling company involved may surprise you, as it's one of its oldest rivals. Yes, familiar to us all, and similar to Airfix, Revell have had a turbulent past. Bankruptcy, restructuring, but in recent years they've stabilised and continue to release a steady stream of new kits. They still have significant tooling capability and global distribution, and it seems that this is being divested from the Carrera Group to optimise that strength. Now, Italeri have remained consistently active, particularly in cars, trucks and aircraft, but they're heavily subsidised by the Italian government, and with recent global economic trends, it seems the time for independence has turned to a more pragmatic model of survival. Italeri have not always been headline grabbing, but they do have a very deep back catalogue of tools and are still investing in new subjects too. And then we have Special Hobby. Well known for short-run kits and more unusual subjects, they've really upped their game in recent years, and so they bring a level of sort of enthusiast-focused credibility to this new group. We then have the railway model companies, and they bring another side to the Prima group, and Peco are one of the most stable and respected names in model railways. UK-based manufacturing with a strong reputation and a focus on infrastructure like track systems. That adds a really solid backbone to the group. Now we get to the second Hornby divestment, and a legacy name in European railways with a long history under Hornby ownership. This one is perhaps a little more surprising, but it does allow the group to focus on its own Hornby railway products more, and it does make sense in terms of what it brings to the Prima group. That also comes into play with Faller, who are synonymous with diorama building, structures, scenery, and layout integration. That opens the door to much more complete modelling experiences for the new group. Now this is where things get really interesting, because Lens Electronic are a key player in digital command control systems. So now we're not just talking about physical kits and layout components, but electronic integration of all of those too. Now in terms of the niche brands, we have another ex-Hornby Group company, which has always been a strong UK brand with a focus on civilian and historical vehicles, Oxford Diecast. Now, these are particularly useful for expanding diorama potential in the new group, and it seems they have seen the potential for expanding their markets with this new consortium. Probably the most surprising one here for me is Ochre, who are a more niche manufacturer, but one that brings traditional modelling skills, wooden kits, in the form of ships and some railway subjects and even some aircraft. This makes the group feel almost like a new rendition of the Revell Carrera group, or what the Hornby group was originally trying to build, but in a consortium of independent but co-invested companies. So what does all of this mean? Well, if you take a step back and take a look at this as a whole, what you have is large-scale tooling and kit production, railway systems and infrastructure, scenery and diorama integration, digital control technology, and then also niche and enthusiast-driven subjects. So all in all, this isn't a bailout. It seems like a concerted effort to build a fully integrated hobby ecosystem brand. One where kits, scenery, vehicles, and even digital integration come into one place. And with some of the biggest names in the hobby at the centre of that, that's a very different future from what we've seen before. Now, whether this actually all goes through and comes to fruition and is then successful, and what that means long term, is something that we're going to just have to wait and see about. But when you look at all those names who are involved, it really does become an interesting combination. So what do you think? Does this make sense for all of these companies involved, or does something about it just seem a bit off? As always, please let me know in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.